me tell you about a friend. It's Craig LeBlanc where the good times never end. Talking Parks and Rec, it's a show you gotta know. Welcome one and all to the Daily Parks and Rec Show. It's the Daily Parks and Rec Show.
If you're going into therapeutic recreation, working with youth and adults with disabilities, it has to be a passion. It can't be something that you're not interested in completely and 100% committed to. I'm working with youth and adults with disabilities. You're going to have your good days, and then you're going to have your amazing days. And you have to be able to mentally and physically be able to make yourself aware of that. I would say that if it's not a passion that you have, then I would definitely seek another route, because you have to be committed and loyal and understanding and compassionate to children and adults with disabilities.
Welcome back to the Daily Parks and Rec Show. From the 2025 GRPA conference, we sit down with Kierra and LaShonda from Savannah Parks and Rec, two leaders dedicated to creating safe spaces, meaningful connections, and life-changing experiences for youth and adults with disabilities. From personal journeys to community impact, from inclusion to advocacy, their work proves that Parks and Rec is more than programming. It's purpose. Stay tuned as we explore how therapeutic recreation is transforming lives and shaping a more inclusive future for all. Let's dive in.
All right, so we are airing live from the Georgia Parks and Rec Association annual convention here in Jekyll Island. And I have two people in therapeutic recreation. It's Kierra and LaShonda, is that right?
Yeah.
All right, so why don't Kierra, why don't you give us a definition for those that aren't familiar with therapeutic recreation? How do you define what is therapeutic recreation?
So in Savannah, we like to describe it as a hidden gem. So we work with youth and adults who have special needs.
And LaShonda, how would you describe it?
Basically the same way. We program, and we also help with Special Olympics for all youth and adults with disabilities.
Now, how long have y'all been in Parks and Rec?
I started in 2021. I want to say 2021 in Parks and Recs, but I've been in recreation since 2013. 2013, yeah.
Oh, wow. And you, LaShonda?
I came into therapeutics as a seasonal employee in 2016 and transitioned to part-time and full-time in 2017. So I've been there a while.
All right, so let's back up to who you were in high school and college, and kind of so we can kind of see your journey into Parks and Rec and into therapeutic recreation, kind of what attracted you to it. But in the early days, how did you get, or how were you exposed to Parks and Rec when you were young?
As a young, well, always playing outside, but I got into therapeutics or recreation in general just 2012. I was transitioning from one college back to my hometown, and my cousin, she was telling me about a job at a nursing home being an activities assistant, and I went there and I'm like, oh, you can do this, like, play and get paid and have fun. So I ended up switching my major in college and became a CTRS.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
What's a CTRS?
A certified therapeutic recreation specialist.
So that's a degree you can pursue?
Yes. And you get certified in it. Some states require licensures.
Mm-hmm.
I'm originally from North Carolina, so they do, but Georgia does not require. You just have to take the state exam.
And what are some of the certifications, or what are the skills that they help you acquire during that certification process?
Definitely just learning how to program, doing assessments, things like that, documentation, clinical things.
Mm-hmm. And LaShonda, so what's your journey coming into this?
My journey coming to it is a more personal level. And when I had my son, my middle son, he's 23 now. He was diagnosed with autism at the age of 2. And that's what geared me towards special education. I needed to make sure that I could be an advocate for him. And further along, I became a special education parent and a special education teacher, and then transitioned into getting my master's in special education so that I could make sure that I could do everything I needed to do for my son. So my son is kind of my motivation and my inspiration for getting into special education, and I've been in love with it ever since.
Yeah. And cities and municipal government, especially through Parks and Recreation, they really do a good job in making sure that we don't have these parts of our community that there's no programming for, they're excluded from. So maybe each of you could speak on how Parks and Recreation is really inclusiveness focused. And I think the population you work with is often a population that's left out. And if it weren't for cities doing the work that y'all do, they really wouldn't have any kind of programming offered. So can you speak about how they kind of cater to really everyone in their community?
Definitely just advocate. And I know here I've taken a couple of classes on just inclusion in general, learning the difference between being inclusive or having you have a few things that are part for individuals with special needs versus everyone coming together, those who have it and those who aren't special needs, to gather and enjoy play together.
Shonda?
I think that in general, a lot of people don't know the information that's out there to help adults and youth with special needs. So I think our department caters to making sure that our parents, our caregivers, and our community know that special education is out there and what we can do to help them and incorporate them into our programming as well.
Yeah.
So it's just making sure that we get the information out to make sure that our parents and caregivers are aware that we are here, we are programming, and we are here to advocate and help their special needs population.
All right, so tell us some of the stories that y'all see, some of the special moments just being in therapeutic recreation, kind of maybe bring people into your day-to-day as to the good that you're seeing.
I'll just do a general story. So just like off the bat, when you have individuals who may be nonverbal or they don't speak as much when they first come into your program because they're not really socialized with others. And then a few months into the program, you see them mingling, they make friends, you catch them laughing and joking. That's always the best part of my job and coming into work, just being able to see that and to just kind of create those moments for them to know that they have a safe space where they can engage with other people, they can have fun, they can really just do whatever. And kind of backing off of Brown, just getting out there and being able to go to parks. I don't know how many times we get stopped when we're at parks asking, what do you guys do? And we're able to tell people about our program and how we operate the day in and day out, things like that.
How about yourself?
I think the best part is seeing them smile. We have a holiday ball that we do every year, and it's just so fun to see them open up, dancing, having fun. You should see the dance moves. They really have it.
I bet.
And just seeing them at our special events where they can open up and be themselves, even taking them out of town for Special Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, that's an experience all in itself. Just seeing them interact with each other, interacting with other organizations, just having fun and not worrying about what anybody else thinks about them.
Yeah.
So I think that's the best part. Just them opening up, having fun, and not really caring what the outside world sees.
Yeah.
And they're together, so that's awesome.
So let's talk about some of the struggles that you see the parents have, and then how y'all help the parents with their special needs children.
Brian, you want to talk about that?
Sure. I see a lot of parents and caregivers that, like I said, don't really know what information is out there. We have an event that we have coming up in November called Parent Information Night, where we've invited vendors like Medicaid waiver program, different respite cares, different places in courthouses to help with guardianship and conservatorship. A lot of our parents don't know that information is out there and don't know where to go to get that information. We've also invited the local school community for transition specialists. So our job and our goal is to make sure that all information and questions are answered and out there. So that's the best thing that we can do, is making sure that the information gets out.
Kierra, have anything to add to that?
No, she pretty much summed it up. I always appoint people to Brown when we get asked that question because she's so knowledgeable about it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a video that we made for the Parks and Rec industry about why young people should consider Parks and Recreation as a career path. And oftentimes people think that, well, if you're not in sports or if you don't want to be a director, there's really no job for you. But I love having two people that are in therapeutic recreation to kind of give your personal testimony, as there's so many other jobs that are needed in Parks and Rec. So I'll play this video and then I want to get y'all's take on it and your testimony about why young people should consider Parks and Rec as a career path. So we'll play this and we'll come right back.
Every career is a choice, but few careers let you touch lives. Not once in a while, but every single day. Step into a park on a Saturday morning. You'll hear children laughing on the soccer field, families gathering for a picnic, seniors walking the trails, finding health and friendship. And behind every smile, every memory, is a Parks and Rec professional. We don't just mow fields, we grow confidence in young athletes. We don't just build playgrounds, we create safe spaces where childhood thrives. We don't just plan events, we design moments that anchor generations. Think of the coach who teaches patience, the director who champions equity, the staff member who sees potential in a child no one else believed in. Every day, Parks and Rec professionals shape character, preserve beauty, and strengthen community. And the path isn't easy. Budgets are tight, resources stretched thin, but the reward, unmatched. Because what you give comes back in legacy, in healthier communities, in lives forever changed. So why dedicate your life to Parks and Recreation? Because here, your work never ends. It lives on, in laughter echoing across playgrounds, in green spaces preserved for the next century, in the young professionals rising to lead tomorrow. This is not just a career, it's a calling, it's a legacy, it's Parks and Recreation. A message from the Parks and Rec community.
All right, so let's each of you kind of hear your testimony. If you were sitting in front of a group of college kids that are kind of undecided with where they want to go with the rest of their life and where they want to, have a career, what would be your message to them?
Sure. I think my message to them would be, if you're going into therapeutic recreation, working with youth and adults with disabilities, it has to be a passion. It can't be something that you're not interested in completely and 100% committed to. Working with youth and adults with disabilities, you're going to have your good days, and then you're going to have your amazing days. And you have to be able to mentally and physically be able to make yourself aware of that. So I would say that if it's not a passion that you have, then I would definitely seek another route, because you have to be committed and loyal and understanding and compassionate to children and adults with disabilities.
So how does this kind of feed that part of you that is passionate about it?
It makes me want to advocate more. I'm constantly advocating, whether it's for my son or somebody else's child. I just want to make sure that I'm being the best advocate that I can be for my family and others. So that's how I see it.
Fantastic. Kierra, what would be your message to them?
My message is just that it's kind of limitless. Like the video said, you're creating these moments, and there's not just one area or space that you can work in. I've been in mental health hospitals. I've been in nursing homes. I worked with the city. You get to meet so many different people and create these moments for them that they wouldn't, especially in therapeutics, they wouldn't necessarily have. So just being a part of that. Speaking of some of the events that Brown were talking about, we host a spring fling. And so in Savannah, we have the whole city of Savannah area come out with all these schools. We have about 10, 15 schools, and thousands of kids come out, and their parents come as well. And it's just like, we don't have a lot of events or spaces where our kids can gather, they can have fun. It's specifically for them. So you're creating a moment that they'll remember forever. They come back every year, excited about it. They look forward to it, the teachers, the parents, and the students. So like Brown said, it has to be a passion, because it is hard work. It's a lot of days, but you also have fun and you're rewarded, as well as the individuals who you work with on a daily basis.
Okay, so to close out, what are one or two things that you think the industry of therapeutic recreations inside of Parks and Rec, what are a few things that you feel like they're doing really well? And what are some things that you feel like they can, why don't we start off with things they can improve upon, and we'll end with things that do well?
Well, this one, I think it answers both. Just inclusion, not forgetting about this department, and whatever you do, our participants can do whatever anyone else can, and they love being included. Like Brown said, they have a good time. They're not worried about other people's opinions. I think that's the best people to be around, honestly, because those are literally some of the best parties I've ever been to.
Yeah.
You're just enjoying yourself. So just being included and just advocating for the therapeutic recreation more is something we could all work on.
They do have a great time. One of my granddaughters is Down syndrome. She's only like a year old, but I was like, if I come back, I want to come back as a Down syndrome kid, because they have a blast. 24/7.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your answers to that question?
I think that one major thing that can be improved is money and budget. I think that in order to have a successful program, you have to have the funding. There are so many people, unfortunately, that we have to turn away because we don't have enough funding. And we just want to be the best therapeutic division we can be. So if you have more money, contact your local congressman, let them know the programs you're interested in. The more money, the better the program.
Fantastic. And then what's one thing you think they do really well?
I think we work work really well as a team. I think that in order to help youth and adults with disabilities, you have to have amazing teamwork. And I think that the department that we have, we work well together. We want to make sure that we're always incorporating fun activities for our kids. Our kids have fun every time they come to us. Our adults have fun every time they come to us. So I think that, working well as a team and being able to do a good job is amazing.
Yeah. Well, we produce 2 hours of content every day for Parks and Recreation, and do not do enough on therapeutic recreation. So I'm finally glad to get some people in therapeutic recreation to say that message, because it really is very important work that y'all are doing for our community. So really appreciate it. And thank y'all for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having us.
Yep. Y'all have a great rest of your
You
convention.
too. Thank you.
Are you a vendor, brand, or service provider ready to connect with the heartbeat of local communities? At DPRS Media Co., we tell the stories shaping parks and recreation across America. Through podcasts, live streams, videos, and newsletters, we reach frontline leaders, city directors, and decision makers every single week. From youth sports and facilities to programming and policy, our audience is your audience. Sponsoring or partnering with DPRS Media Co. puts your brand in front of the professionals who build, budget, and buy for their communities. Launching a new product? Growing your presence in public spaces, targeting cities, counties, or departments, DPRS is your trusted media partner. Whether you're in software, turf, aquatics, robotics, smart cities, or special events, partnering with DPRS puts your brand in the story. With commercials, interviews, social campaigns, newsletters, and live shows, we're your media team. Partner with us and grow your impact in the $200 billion parks and rec industry. DPRS Media Co. Stories that move parks and rec forward. Your audience is here. Let's meet them.